We is live. Happy Sunday, people. Um, yeah, a lot has been happening lately. What is that noise? Let me just unplug this because it's. Anyways, yeah, if you see the title of this live stream, I might be moving back to Shanghai. I've kind of like, it's been a long time coming to this decision, but I'm kind of ready to be like out of America. And I've left America plenty of times in the last 2 or 3 years, and there's just no place for me other than Shanghai. And yeah, I can't. How? Okay, well, okay, so one of my good friends, he teaches English at the school in Shanghai. I'm gonna bite the bullet and like just use that to get the visa and to get all that stuff. That's it. And um, oh, thank you. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know, cause okay, so we talked about it, and we put a timeline on it, kind of like he said, well, what about September 2023? And even though I think that's like a long time from now, I feel like I could probably like that would be like a deadline. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing right now. I'm trying to help my dad get his affairs in order, and I don't have any fucking money. Finding a job is a job, and it's a job that I don't want to do. I don't want to work at all. Y'all know that. But I'm willing to work because I need money. I'm tired of being not being with it. And people are probably like, oh, well, how did you like travel and go to London and stuff like that? I'm like, well, credit cards. Okay. Credit cards. That's how, that's my secret. I am in a lot of consumer debt, which I don't really care because what they gonna do? I've had credit card issues all my life, not all my life, but like all my adult life. When I first moved to China, I had a credit card with Wells Fargo, and I think the limit was like $1,300. And when I was living here before I moved to China, I was like very responsible with it. I knew to use it, pay it off, use it, pay it off, use it, pay it off, use it, pay it off. Like no issue. And then when I moved to China, like it was just to be used for an emergency. And I had an emergency. So I just never was able to pay it. Like, and it didn't really affect me because my credit score doesn't have any bearings in China, and I'm not borrowing any money in China. I was just like teaching English and stuff like that. So it went into collections and all this good stuff. I paid it off in 2020 while I was working at the bank, and I moved back in 2019, if you guys know. And yeah, then in the year 2020 up until maybe August 2021, I was just like leveling up my money because I paid off all that debt. And typically, like your consumer debt gets, I don't know the word for it, eradicated if after 7 years, right? So I think I was on the tail end of like the sixth year or something. And living here with a bad credit score is not the business. Like I wouldn't recommend that. You got to like if you're here in America, try to get your credit up because ain't nobody got time to be like you can't even get a Verizon phone because you got bad credit. You know what I mean? Like so yeah. I was gonna wait till it fell off in the seventh year, but that was going to be like now, like 2022. So that was like 2 more years of bad credit. And so, and when it goes into collections, like the collection agency will just like sell it back to you for way less than it was originally. So I think that um the what's it called was like $1,300 or $900, something like that. And I paid off in full 400 and something dollars. So like you know how to you got to work the system. Work the system. So anyways, yeah, that's how I was. Okay, so then I went to school, which is another debt that I accrued. America's just about debt. Like nobody got money here. Okay, that's one saying that I heard someone say about China versus the United States. Chinese people got money. Americans have debt or credit, have credit, and um yeah, it's all numbers on a freaking keyboard or on a keyboard on a screen anyway. But I took out a student loan, of course, to pay for my graduate program, and that was supposed to be just 40,000. And then I was like, oh, can I take out more money so I can be fun employed? And so I took out 15,000 more, and that was 55,000 that I owe now. And yeah, so with that, I just kept like getting other credit cards and I was getting approved and I was using those to travel and stuff like that. And now like another one has kind of bitten the dust. Why does this keep doing that? I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'm just gonna unplug this. It's just driving me crazy. Um, yeah, so with China, I'm just gonna go possibly like let's see, like maybe even January of next year, like this time next year, because like we still got to put into consideration that you have to do 14-day quarantine in these designated hotels. I'm not sure how much that costs, but I don't think that system is leaving anytime soon. And then also you have to do 1 week quarantine in wherever you're going to stay. And I don't know how that works for someone just newly moving to Shanghai. Like, I don't know all the logistics yet, but I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I just want to be where I want to be. And I've been looking for jobs here. I've been trying to make it work here. It ain't working. I mean, it's not terrible. I'm not living in like squalor or anything. I can't complain. But I'm saying like I can do this what I'm doing now for like the next year. But I really want to be where I want to live, where I choose to live in life. And that is Shanghai. I liked London. London was great, but it's not Shanghai. I liked Athens, Greece. Nope, not Shanghai. I like Tokyo, but it's not Shanghai. I want to be there. So do you, boo? Be happy. Exactly. And I'm like, I'm staying here mainly because I don't have to pay rent. Rent is a big thing. Y'all know rent is not. And I feel like my dad kind of needs me here, kind of. That's really the reason. Like, if I didn't have my dad, oh, please, I'd be on the next thing smoking. I'd be like, quarantine who? Okay, let's quarantine 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's fine with me. I'll do that, but like I have this option. So for now, I'm just trying to stack up, get my money right. 2022, get your money right. I don't know why is it so hard to find a job? Like, what am I doing wrong? I think it's the pandemic because I didn't have this much trouble finding a job in 2019. I feel like I could really bloom in China too. And I'm over here like reading these books, like doing business in China and like and I'm still figuring out like, oh shit, I don't want to like have my Chinese continue to what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Regress. I'm like, just America just ain't it for me. She ain't trying to get what she's trying to get supposed to give. Okay, the universe is calling my name. China is calling my name, and I don't even know if I want to wait until 2023, September 2023. That's a long time from now. I mean, time goes by really fast, but we'll see. So my friend, he's gonna be like talking to his HR people. I gotta get the TEFL, um, and then well, in the meantime, I gotta get the TEFL. He has to pay for it. He has to pay for it for me because I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money, and even if I did have the money, I don't even know how to pay for things in China, you know? I have no idea, like, how to give wire money. No, I'm not doing pay on my credit. I don't have no, 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 no. Let my friend just buy me the TEFL, and then I take the TEFL, and then I'll have the TEFL, and then we go from there. Because he was talking about he teaches at this like kindergarten, and he's like, we teach the kindergartners um 20 minutes a day, literally 20 minutes a day. And he said the rest of it is babysitting. He said it's easy, it's annoying, like the kids suck, like kids, you know how kids are. But it's he gets off at like 4 o'clock every day from 8 o'clock to 4. So and he makes good money. I think he makes like 24,000 RMB. How much is that? Let me see how much that is. Um, how much is that? Like 24,000. So it's like $3,786 a month. And then on his apartment, he only spends like less than 3,000 a month. Not even an apartment. He's got like a loft or something. And I'm like, I want to do that and just stack up my coins because and then be networking and trying to figure stuff out. It's just I mean, here's the thing. I would not necessarily be moving to China if it weren't the pandemic and the whole quarantine stuff. Because if I could just visit and I could just be there like for a month straight, like I did London, and then come back and then figure out the next thing and come back for a month, that's the ideal situation, you know? So it's kind of having like the best of both worlds. Yeah, get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Because right now, like, there's just no way to do all that, like, quarantining unless they say, "Oh, quarantine." They don't even allow tourism right now. It's just not even an option. So the only way to get back to China is to work there. And the only work that is like in demand is teaching English, you know? I've looked up law firms. I don't even want to work in law. You'll know how it is. But I do want to do something, you know, I want to do something more than just teaching English, but that's where the money resides. You know, that's where the money resides. And who knows how long this is going to be going on. This, you know what we're talking about. La Rona, okay? Rona. How who knows? It went from being 2 months to a year to who knows how much longer. Every time things are like you know, laxing and stuff like that, boom, another variant. So I just don't want to like go this mysterious amount of time without being in China. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's just it's like in an ideal world there would be no like quarantining and you just go and like present a negative test or something and PCR or whatever, 24 hours, whatever. And then you go about your merry way, or you test again, or something like that. I don't know, whatever. But since all the stuff is in place, it's like you either move there and you stay put until everything's over because you can't leave the country, you know? Like, I was looking at flights from Shanghai to Bangkok. Whew, y'all, what I think is normally like couple thousand RMB, like it's now a couple $1,000s. Like it's really like if you go in, you cannot come out because you will not be able to get back in again. Everyone who had left China when the pandemic started because just for a winter break, you know, because yeah, we're they everyone evacuate whatever. Um Exactly, it's so expensive. Everyone that I know who left just for winter break, like they do every year, even though the year they left was they still had like the pandemic issues, it was the beginning of it, um, has not been back, has had no way to get back. I only have one friend who has moved back to China. No, I think I know more than one person, but like a close friend. My friend Vessi, she's from Bulgaria, but she's a diplomat. So she's like on a diplomatic passport. Her husband's a diplomat. He works for the embassy, the Bulgarian embassy in Beijing. And they first were living in Indonesia, in Jakarta, for like a year or two during the pandemic. I think March 2020 is when she must have left China in 2019 before the pandemic. And then in March 2020, when she was in Bulgaria, she wanted to be with her, I think it was her boyfriend at the time or something. They decided to get married, and then she moved to Indonesia to be with him. I think she was there like a year or two. And just recently, when I was in London, is when she moved to Beijing. And she told me like a lot of tea. She was like, "Girl, this shit was crazy." She's like, "You are not coming here. It's just not. You're not. It's not going to happen." She's like, "If we didn't have all these like the diplomatic passport, the government connections, the like they were picked up with like what do you call like as a police escorts and brought to this hotel with people wearing hazmat suits and like no one comes in, nothing comes out. Well, of course you get fed. I don't really know how logistically like they do feed them, you get like three squares, you know. But it wasn't like prison, but she was like, dude, I can't, we got this because of we work for the government, like we have to be here. But like if you're just an English teacher, like you think they're gonna, I don't know. She said, girl, the likelihood. Mhm. And then she's like, how much those hotels cost per night. And she's talking about how her getting the flight from Jakarta to Beijing, it was like super expensive as well as just impossible to book because every time a flight would open up or something like that, it would be sold out. Like, it was just she said it was just insanity. And it took her like 3 or 4 months to try to have the whole process. I mean, that's kind of like a Chinese thing. It's always been like that a little bit, but like when you get there, you usually just go to your hotel and you keep them. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to deal with quarantining for 14 days, and then when you get into your wherever you're gonna live, quarantining another 17, no, 17, another 7 days. So it's 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks that you have to pay for, you know? Oh, 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 my phone is ringing. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna press decline real quick. Whoops, 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 whoops. Can y'all hear me? Is we still live? Yeah, so I feel like if someone who is in the government got to deal with all that, what about little old me, little civilian me? So we shall see how the next year plays out, but I am definitely at the point of like, America, you just ain't it. America ain't it. It don't be it. It ain't it. Hmm. So yeah, I mean, hey, if y'all want to teach English in China, you can look it up and see if there's some schools that need teachers. Like, damn, all I want to do is go to China. I know. It's like, what? Just open the country and do the freaking herb immunity stuff. Yeah, there's no way. I would be even surprised if they're issuing tourist visas right now. Please. You need to cut it. The only people who get into the country are there for special purposes, and employment would be a special purpose. But you got to be employed, and then you got to what's it called? Before you go, you have to have your TEFL. You have to have that TEFL authenticated at the Chinese embassy, which or consulate. And I think even before you get it, you gotta get notarized, even though they have 2 kinds of, TEFL. They got, like, international ones, and then they got Chinese specific ones. So I think if you get the Chinese specific one, you don't have to get it authenticated, which is what I'm gonna get. Because my friend was like, "Oh, you could do the international one if you want to teach somewhere else." I'm like, "I don't want to teach anywhere else. I'm gonna teach English. I'm gonna teach it in China, like, or in Shanghai. I'm not teaching no what? No, 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 no." So yeah, you gotta get that, and then get your visa, which is usually like schools and HR departments take care of all this stuff. So you gotta find a good school. My nails super broken. Yeah, I'm just look, I can't even get my nails done out in this country. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. I mean, like in Shanghai, I had my spot to get your nails done for 200 kwai. I think it was less than 200 kwai. It was like 130 kwai. My hands and my feet. And you can put all the little jewels and bedazzles, and you want French tip? Cool. It's a fixed price. They never charge you for more. Here they charge you for everything. They're like, "Oh, you want to dry your nails? Okay, that's $5 extra." It's like, what? I'm tired of it here. Everything just seems like a scam. And too expensive. Expensive. Everything. I'm like, when I went to the print shop, because like I hate printers and I'm working for this attorney just as needed, it's not like, she'll give me a little task and she pays me 20 bucks an hour, which the tasks take like 15 minutes to do. No, it take like an hour to do. So I'm not making any money, but it's a little, it's a little okay, cool, it's cute. So like, hold on, oh, I can't see. I gotta put, sorry, just tuning in, but you get to use your Chinese here. Also, I hate it here too. I feel like everyone hates it here. I'm sorry, just tuning in, but do you get to use your Chinese here? I don't. I don't. I do not. Okay. I don't know. Everyone's like, "Hmm, you speak Chinese. It's so useful here." I'm like, where? 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 Maybe I'm not thinking outside the box. Yeah, when I worked at the bank, there would be like one client out of 250 clients a day that spoke Chinese, and it's like, why do I need to speak Chinese with this person? You know what I mean? Just for what? Like, I'm not going to say it's useless. I just have not found much of a use for it. But back to the scammery of America in terms of print shops. So in China, no one owns a printer or an at-home printer. Not to say nobody, but like it's really not a thing. You have the printer for your office and that's it. And if you have to print out something on your own, like as students at Fudan, you go to the print shop and on campus there's like one on every flipping corner, right? And I would just go there and I kind of have like, okay, here's my flash drive, print this out, 2 copies of this, scan this one, do that, do this, do that, do that. Okay, 50 RMB, or which is like what 50 RMB might be like. My math ain't mathing right now, y'all. Huh. How much is 50 RMB? Let's say 10 bucks. Let's just say it's $10, right? To do all your stuff. And I'm printing out like law school stuff at that time. And now I go to Staples and I'm doing all this printing and all this stuff, self-service, by the way. And oh, we can't get your document off this because it's a legal document. I'm like, well, what difference does it make? Um, and anyways, they're like, "Oh, we can print it out on our own on this computer and then give it to you." And I was like, "Okay, can you make 14 copies of it?" I needed 14 copies. And she was talking about some $109 if we do it for you. But if you do it yourself on the I was like, y'all are just I can't. Yeah, it's not a lot of option in the US, but places like New York and Los Angeles have Chinatowns, which is a space that could be used to interact with Chinese speaking people, but it's not the same as living in China. Yeah, like we have a Chinatown in San Francisco. I think the one in SF is like the oldest Chinatown. But yeah, it was talking about some hundred some dollars to print out. I was like, what? I'm not paying. No. Oh, okay. And so I ended up printing them everything out on the self service, whatever. And it still came up to like 50 bucks, 50 something bucks. I'm like, man, y'all here. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. But whatever. Yeah, so I guess for me, going to Chinatown, but Chinatown is not like really a business district out here. I've been like trying to date some Chinese guys, that's my thing. I feel like learning Chinese, you got to learn it in the bedroom. I just do a lot of self-study. But yeah, I want to like learn doing business. Everything is so expensive here and prices are going. I wanted to order some chicken wings, right? From KFC on DoorDash. It was 24 chicken wings. Why did the subtotal come up to like $48? I was like, okay, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. I need to go back to China because I can't. Like, I can't. I can't do it. And I'm not even paying rent. Imagine if I had to like sustain myself. How are people doing this? How? How has there not been a revolution yet? Because prices are insane here. Eh, I'm just at least everyone I know who teaches English in China, they stack up some coins. I have a friend, he claims he was able to pay off his debt. He's able to like all this stuff. What are some of your best memories of living in China and did you capture it on video? Oh my god, the best memories. Did I capture it on video? The revolution is coming. The way things That's why I'm like, let me get out of here before stuff actually hit the fan. Best memories in China. Let me think. I feel like I haven't captured all my best memories, but let me think, let me think, let me think, let me think. Some best memories are with my ex, for sure. Also, when I went to like where did I go? Xi'an. Xi'an. We like rode bikes on the Great Wall of Xi'an. They have like a it was like these what is it called? Those I think two person bikes, So it was me and my really good friend at the time. And we were like riding on that, and it was just so much fun. We just enjoyed ourselves. And then and I went there, and like that was the first year I was in China, so I have to had to be like 2012, like 10 years ago now. And another good memory is when we, as on the Chinese government scholarship, on the year that I lived in Nanjing, we all had a trip to go to Hangzhou, and Hangzhou it was so fun. It was like a day or two, like a yeah, maybe like a one night trip. And I don't know, I just remember that stuff, and there was so many different friends. All of our like all my homies were on this trip, and we had so much fun. Remember you showed us a Chinese opera house. Oh my god, the Chinese opera house. So I had to take some kind of Beijing opera class. So in the curriculum for Fudan is you have to take something called 6大模块, which is like six categories, right? So you have to choose one from each category. Like you have to take a science class, you got to take an art class, you got to take six different ones. So for the art classes, the only thing that fit in my schedule for that year was the Beijing opera class. And I was like, Beijing opera, it's opera. What's so hard about that? Beijing opera is complicated. Like everything Chinese got to be complicated. I thought you just no, it doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound like Italian opera, but like I don't know. It just there was a system to it. Like they have different roles and different like mask mean all these different things, and then all these it's just there's a lot to it. If you ever have time to just read up like what Beijing opera is and like how it works, I think you'd be like really fascinated. So part of that class is we had to go to like 3 or 4 Beijing operas. I probably still have that video. Maybe I should upload that because I'm like, I need to get back into YouTube. I've been neglecting YouTube. I was like, let me go live today. So I just don't feel bad about not being on YouTube or not making any videos. I've been in a weird headspace. I have if you haven't noticed, I haven't posted anything on any social media. Have you ever traveled to Wujian? If so, is it pretty other photos make it look? What's Wujian? I've never heard of that. Or do you mean like I hope is it Wuhan or well, I haven't been to either. I've never heard of Wujian. Let me look that up. And that's the thing, like, even if I go to China and I can't leave the country for a while, I'm like, there's so many flipping places in China that I still haven't been. And I keep doing X Wujian. Oh, Wujian. Okay, Wujian. I've never seen this. Oh, that's the Venice of the East. Why have I never heard of this place in Zhejiang? Oh, it's so funny because they call, like, every place in China the Venice of the East. Like, I thought Suzhou was the Venice of the East. So, I've been to Suzhou, Water City. Sorry, y'all. How am I have to move over because the sun. Okay. Dream place to go. Yeah, like, if you go to, Shanghai, they have, like, a lot of little water towns too. I Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Yeah, Wujian. No, I've never been there, but I've been to Suzhou. It's how close is Suzhou to, um how close is that? Is Suzhou in Zhejiang no, Suzhou's in Jiangsu province. Oh, oh, yeah, but anyways, yeah, there's so many places I wanna still go in China. I feel like I barely, like, scratched the surface, like, let me think, okay, one of the main places I wanna go is Harbin. I still haven't been there. I wanted to go, like, every year, Harbin, Harbin, could never find someone to go with me. So, like, the beauty of, like, coming back to the States is I think it's the first time that I really felt like I solo traveled, you know? I went to, what, Cuba, Mexico, Miami, um, Panama, Greece, now London. I went to a lot of places alone. So if I go back to China, I would definitely just go to Harbin by myself. Like I wouldn't even wait for people. Anyway, is that the one with the snow and lights? Yes. It's like the ice sculptures. So it's in is it in Heilongjiang? Let me see. My Chinese geography is not that good. Let me see. Uh, Harbin, Harbin. And I changed my phone to Chinese, and so now every time I Google something, it's all in Chinese. So I'm like, "Ugh, I gotta like yeah, it's in Heilongjiang, which is like the most northern province in China. So it's kind of like got this Russian-ish influence, you know? So it kind of looks like like a Moscow or something to me, or St. Petersburg. It looks beautiful in the pictures. I have a big list of places. Oh, let me know the places, girl. Okay, that's my name twin. Okay, we got the same name. Okay, put the places down in here. I also want to go to Xinchuang Banna. That looks pretty. So it's like in southwest China. And I think it's see, I can't. If y'all can't see me, it's because of the sun. Ooh, it's blocking the sun. Okay, we'll just keep this like that for now. um, it's like a place that's kind of influenced by Thailand. So this is the thing about China. It has everything. It is located in like this part of just it's got the snow, if you like snow resorts, it's got the beaches if you want beaches, it's got, like, the whole 9. It's just such a unique country, and I'm like, "Ugh, I wanna be back there so bad." And I told my friend Alistair, I was like, "Okay, when I come there, you have to take me to Huangshan is where I wanna go, Huangshan." I've been to Huangshan, like, 2 or 3 times, but we were talking about, have you heard this? Okay, 泡温泉. No, is it 温泉? 温泉, like, hot springs. All these beautiful places in China to go on hot springs, you know? And Huangshan has a really pretty one. Love to go there again. You know, just keep going places. Like there's just even the place I went, Chandalhu, I would totally go there again. It was lovely. China is amazing. So gotta get back there. It's just the streets are calling my name, you know. And America just ain't giving. It's just not. Even though I'm going to Vegas next week. Next week, I got a message. Girl. Um, yeah, going to Vegas next week. I don't think they have a new hotel called Resort World. I think they have some kind of like Chinese or Japanese, Asian um spots there. So I'm gonna check that out and be vlogging and do better with YouTube. I'm gonna do better with YouTube. I'm like, I think I have so much on my mind all the time, and I'm always just trying to have everything be so perfect that I just don't post or something. But in my conversation with my friend Alistair, who's an artist, he was like, I've gotten to a point where I'm just gonna do my art and not look at it as a means of an income. I was like, that's deep. That's where I am because he's the one who's teaching. And he's like, I got a little cute job that's easy and that makes me good money. I'm gonna stack up my coins. I'm gonna make my art without thinking, oh, this art has to make me money. And I'm like, that is so healthy because when I do YouTube, I be thinking like, oh my gosh, why don't I have 50,000 views? Why don't I have 2 billion views? And I don't know, I'm starting to like change my thinking. And we were talking about Morgan Freeman and how Morgan Freeman didn't get his big break till he was 45 and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna think of it like that. I'm gonna do that. And I'm like, maybe it's for the better because it's leading me to other things. And I have like so much more, I don't know, appreciation, I guess. Whatever. But yeah, I'm here reading this book that I got on Amazon because I want to become a China business expert. Okay, I've never opened a business anywhere, but I figure I could learn how to do some business stuff and be the plug, be the Zhongguo plug. You know what I'm saying? Be the Chinese plug. So I want to read this. And do y'all do that? Like put deadlines and stuff? Because I think I should put a deadline on this because this is like a pretty long book, but I don't want to just, because if I don't have some kind of, what's the word, direction, then this book will just sit here and collect dust. So I think it's like how many chapters? 17 chapters. 17. Maybe is a chapter a day too much? I don't think so. It's like 233 to 249. That's like 16 pages. That's not that much, right? So I want to finish reading this in 17 days. Yes, structure, structure. And I mean, like, I don't need to read it so in depth. Like, I could just like skim some parts. And I'm highlighting and I'm taking notes and I'm trying to network. I'm still thinking of taking the bar. bar exam. I have one of my classmates from last year. He wasn't able to finish his degree or do the second semester with me because the school played him. Like they were like, "Oh, you can't pay for it. Well, sorry, man." And he's like, okay. So so he's finishing it this year and he called me the other day and he's like, we are kind of like equally yoked. Totally. He was like my school husband because we both just didn't take it that seriously. We kind of like, man, I'm just doing it to do it. And good luck on taking the bar. Thank you. And so I've been thinking of taking it, right? And when I talked to him, he was like, yeah, I'm going to take it in July. And I said, and this was like not in a rude way at all. I was just like, bruh, if you pass the bar, then I'm going to take it because then I'll know that it's possible. Not to say that he's definitely not a dumb person. He's very smart. He's a super smart guy, but he's just like he's kind of like just not that studious, you know? He's the type like me. We just show up to class and try to like get by on our wits without doing the ushi. Like ushi is a preview without, you know, like in when you're in law school, everyone has to like preview and prepare and make their notes and even before the class, you know, read all the cases and da 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 da. Whereas me and him, we would just show up. We would just show up. And if we did, even when we showed up, we barely showed up. You got this. I'm rooting for you. Oh, thank you. Um, yeah. And so he said he took the this other test you have to take before you take the bar. Like it's called MPRE. What does that stand for? Multi-state professional responsibility exam. And it's like a 60 question multiple choice. I was gonna take it in March, but I changed my mind because the deadline was like 2 days ago. And it cost $150. And I was like, I'm just too broke to be thinking about giving y'all my $150. I'd rather go to Mexico with that. You know? What's it? Oh, it says closing Google Chrome may help your Mac cool down. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm like, ugh. They administer the test like 3 or 4 times a year. So I ain't in no rush. And then he said to me when I told him that, he's like, yeah, 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 just take it if you're gonna take the bar in June. Or, like if you're gonna take it in July, then yeah, you should do this one. But since you're not even gonna take the bar in July, just yeah. Y'all got any ideas how I can make some money in America? You know, like no one hires. I just don't understand how anyone has any work. Because I'm like, I'm not working at a fast food joint. That's weird. I'm not like and I'm not even a stranger to rolling up my sleeve. Okay. I worked at a wax museum. Remember that. So in 2019, and I worked at a bank. I'm like trying to look for jobs at a bank. And I'm like, y'all don't need no like part-time something. Cause I do that, especially if it was just like 2 or 3 times a week, or like a little law firm that wants me to do some like administrative work or something like that. It's just like, do I gotta start calling people directly? And you're so pretty. Oh, thank you. That makes me feel good because I'm like, I don't feel pretty all the time. I'm just like, some days I'm like, oh, but I've been trying to like put on my lipstick every day, which I've been doing, and it makes me feel good. Like it makes me able to make um videos and stuff because I'm like, if I just put on lipstick, I don't have anything else on. Unfortunately, no ma'am, college grad here and can't find a tell me what you graduated in. Tell me. Because it's like there's no way that you should not be able to call or go to an unemployment office or something like that, and they can say, okay, you are a college grad, you're looking for this, we can match you with something. You know, even when I looked into doing temp work and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Temp working. People call in sick, people, whatever. They need temporary people. Okay. Found this company on Google and it was right in blah, blah, blah. They do it for the whole Bay Area, which I don't even know how that would work for me because I don't have a car. I don't drive. That's what I'm saying. I hate it here. Um, and I interviewed with them, and it was such a waste of time. It was such a waste of time. I went in there looking cute, of course. You're all ready for like I put on my little. I have this cutest suit ever. I did my hair, did my makeup, showed up looking professional and smelling good, and I sat here and I filled out a form, and then the guy interviewed me and was like, "Oh yeah, so we always match people with okay." And I said, "Oh, I'm going to be going to this was in October. Oh, I'm going to be going to London." So he's like, "Oh yeah, we can open your status and close your status, when you're not available." And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds perfect. Yay." "Okay, what are you looking for?" I said, "Well, I speak Mandarin. I have a background an educational background in Chinese law and intellectual property law, and I have a professional background in PR and communications and banking. So any of that stuff will work." Okay, sorry. I should put my glasses back on. But millennials were lied to about college being the road to higher income jobs. Ha ha! Hate it. LOL. BA in history. One class before I get my master's in psychology. All this debt for nothing. I feel you. I feel like this is why I have to take the bar because the whole reason of me getting this stupid debt degree was to take the bar so I could have more money, which I don't even have, which I can't even make because you need experience and you don't have any experience. No one will give you any experience. You should be able to find an entry level job at least, but even that, they want experience for an entry level job. Like I knew it wasn't just me. I knew it wasn't just me. And I think it is deplorable that even though it's a pandemic, fine. Want to blame that on the pandemic. Not everything is based on the pandemic. It is the system. Excuse me. Let's get on the rant about freaking education and how if y'all listen to did I like just skip whatever I was talking about before? Whatever. We just talking. Have you ever listened to The Read? It's a podcast. It's like the only podcast that I listen to religiously. And they do like celebrity news and gossip, and then they do listener letters, like advice, and then they do The Read, where they like kind of roast something that happened in that week. So last week, their latest episode, it was a girl had written in about she didn't really I don't think she or I don't remember. She didn't go into detail about what she does or what industry she's in, but she said that whatever she didn't go to college, she went straight into the workforce, saved money or whatever, 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 and now she's able to travel the world and live her best life on her own terms. And her family shame her because she doesn't have a degree and her mom has a master's, yet she makes like pennies and cents as a teacher and all this stuff. And her brother's like, "Oh, well, when you gonna get a degree? You gonna go to school?" And she's like, "I really don't want to go to school and get into like you gonna pay for it or something like that." Like, and I've have one of my cousins whose uncle told her, you should get a degree." And she asked me about it. I said, first of all, I don't even think he can read, you know? No shade, all tea, no shade. All shade, actually. Shade and tea and shade. Because how is someone who has no degree going to tell you you should get a degree? Degrees are worthless. It is a system, it's a hustle, it's a scam. It's a total farce. Why get a degree when a degree can be everything you got to learn on your degree? You can just Google that. We just don't live in that world anymore where you need a piece of paper. Yeah, like I said to her, like, look, take it as someone who has 2 degrees. 2. One was free, thankfully. one wasn't, and it's and hey, listen. I am a firm believer of like this debt can accrue for the rest of it for the rest of my life. If I'm never in a place where I can just be like one lump sum, I might not ever pay the student debt. But I get like other people can't do that because it ruins your credit score and interest and all that stuff like that. Man, and they're all in on it. All of them are in on it. Like the counselors and stuff like that. Don't listen to them school counselors because oh baby, the way when I was in high school and I thought I said this, I was woke before woke was woke. Okay. I was woke in 2009, 10. And the way I said, "Oh, I don't want to apply for any in school because I thought taking SATs was stupid. I thought applying paying $200 for an application each was stupid. Paying for blah 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 was stupid. I thought all of that when I was in high school, and everyone around me was scrambling to get accepted and get it. And I was like, I'm just gonna go to city college. That's it. But this one school counselor, she was a black woman. She was young. I don't know. She must have been in her late 20s at the time. Was trying to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Push this HBCU agenda on me. Like, oh, I had the best time when I was in college. And if you peaked in college, just give up because college is the most it's college. Who cares? All y'all want to do is party anyway. Just go to parties. You don't got to go into debt to go to parties, man. If you want to have the college experience, man, take your butt onto a college cafeteria or the library or the quad or something like that. You're going to meet the same people, go to the same party. You'd be just fine to have the same experience. You don't got to study all day and all night, pull all nighters and live in the dorms and da da da. You could be making your money just, hey, look, it's Sunday. Let's go to the freaking Harvard Law Quad real quick and meet some Harvard lawyers who over here getting themselves in debt, being all stupid and stuff like that. I'm tired. So she tried to push this, like, I don't know, whatever on me. And I never got good grades. Like, I just was one who passed. Pass 好了就可以, okay, you know, 通过就好. 通过就好 is like pass, it's all fine. And so I was like, why am I going to pay $200 for I got like a 2.0, if that. I think I had even less than a 2.0 in high school. Like, why would I don't have any extracurricular activities and volunteer experience. I ain't feeding nobody. I ain't got no soup kitchens. I don't tutor on the side. I don't do none of that. What about me would they want to like what? So I did it. I filled out the application. I paid the money. I went to the orientation. I did all that stuff. It was like some kind of like Catholic university in San Rafael. It was like this. It was probably the size of this house. It was so small, and it had no, it was like 30% men, 70% women. I was like, oh, this is not even a business. Oh, no, ain't no men's. Y'all want me to pay $50,000 a year and ain't no men's? Y'all, thankfully they didn't accept me because whoo child, whoo, whoo. You shall not pass, is what they said to me. No, 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 reject. If I knew before finishing high school that I could go to other countries for cheaper education or learn a language and start me a business, I would have tried that instead of being in debt now. Do that now. Go to another country and do you learn your language and start your business and let that debt just be that debt. What they gonna do? Repossess your degree? No, they're not gonna do nothing. It's just gonna accrue. Okay, file for that. Get all the handouts you can. Like go on them websites and be like, look, forgiveness, deferment, um, deficit, whatever they got. Bereavement. I think that's the word. Bereavement. Fill out all that stuff and just let that bridge because they're gonna cancel it. Mark my words. It's so unsustainable. And like, oh, it reminds me, I was watching something talking about uh uh the gold standard, right? The gold standard and how the US dollar was backed by gold and oh my gosh, yada yada yada. And then one day Ronald Reagan was like, it's no longer backed by gold. No more. Because that's all made up. Same with the student loans. Leave that stuff. Psh, live your life, okay? I'm on deferment now and stay there. Be on your deferment and extend because they told me because my debt is for pretty new. Um, they told me, oh, you have to start making payments as of July 30th, no, January 31st, 2022, right? And I was like, oh, that probably ain't gonna happen, but okay. I just delete the email, delete. And then I get an email talking about, oh, your student loan repayments have been extended till May 2022. I'm like, well, exactly. No one cares. It's just I listen, if I have to make a decision between paying my student loan and going to Bali, what do you think I'm gonna do? Sis, please. I'm not, them loans can accrue until that it's $1 billion debt. I don't even care. Okay. Interest all up in that motherfucker. I don't care. I'm not paying for it. Oh, can I move that now? Nope. Nope. Oh, it looked better before. Okay. Uh, that's how I feel. And I mean, I know that like they put the fear of God in you if you don't pay your student loans. Please. I would what are they gonna do? Let's learn. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Oh, maybe it's because my phone is in Chinese. Okay. What happens if you don't pay your student loans? I hate them.
以下是一些关于 consequences of not paying student loans 这个问题的信息。
Okay.
以下是来自 Saving for College 的摘要。Consequences of defaulting on your student loans.
I mean, I might have.
Please, lower credit score, lose loan benefits, wage garnishment, negatively impact credit.
Okay. Let me just read that real quick. Okay. Late fees, lower credit score, lose loan benefits, wage garnishment, negatively impact credit, withhold your tax refund, cosigner becomes involved, social security payments garnished, lose eligibility for additional financial aid, suspend your professional license, suspend your driver's license, loans go to collections. You could be arrested. Oh my God. Yo. That's why I just skip the country. I just be like, y'all gonna find me in Croatia? I don't think so. Man, that's too much. Talking about, oh, you're suspending your driver's license. I don't drive, so whatever. I don't know. That's just me. Even though my payments haven't started yet because they keep deferring them. They keep saying, "Oh no, because of the COVID release and COVID. Now your debt's not due until da da da." And it's like, why don't y'all just cancel that? If y'all can go 2.5 years without receiving any student loan payments or very few, then you should be able to go the rest of the time. Like I really genuinely believe that if they canceled student loans, nothing would happen. Everyone will be just fine. Only thing would be some rich person somewhere or some like head hunter or not what is it hedge fund manager of some loan servicer is going to get fired and then he's just going to be like okay well I have a yacht to cry on or something like that and I got this job through nepotism anyway so right? Ain't nobody pressed about these student loans. How long been saying this? I know that's right, Miss Boujou. Ain't nobody pressed. Like, you owe this in student loan. I'm like, and? Okay, and I don't know. I think we all gotta have that attitude. We all gotta bring that smoke. It can't just be me and Brianna out here not paying our student loans. Everybody gotta stop paying them damn student loans. Okay. If we all stop, remember how they had they was going march to area 51. They was like they can't stop us all. They can't stop us all. Hashtag why would y'all start a movement that to mobilize the people about Area 51. Y'all could have kept that same energy for the student loans. Y'all priorities just don't be straight, man. What? I'm gonna need some priorities. Better priorities because ain't nobody tripping about no aliens right now. I'm not, at least. The immediate issue is the freaking student loans. They can't stop us all. They can't put us all in jail. They can't cancel all, give us all low credit scores and put us all into foreclosure and garnish all our way. They can't do it because that's the revolution right there. That's the catalyst of the revolution. So y'all, I don't know who's gonna start the movement. I'm not a martyr. I'm just not. I ain't gonna be on no podium talking about all this stuff. I'll do it on live with my 5 people in the my 3 likes and my 5 people. I'll do that. But in terms of being the face of um, the student loan protest, I'm okay. I don't have no time to be get. I'm not trying to get waterboarded, assassinated. I'm not. So find someone else to be the face of the whole movement. But I just said, because I'm just not gonna pay it, regardless if there's a protest or not. Like I'm just not gonna pay my shit. Like I'm just not. I'm sorry, y'all can. I'm just not paying it. Okay, talking about some. Oh, they can take your license, man. Maybe I shouldn't take the bar. It's like, hmm, hmm, the ghetto. That's just so ghetto. It is very ghetto. Like social security payments garnished. We don't get social security. Cosigner becomes involved. I didn't have a cosigner. Withhold your tax refund. I don't file taxes. Actually, I do. I did it 2 years ago and last year, maybe. Negatively impact credit. We already know that everything impacts your credit. Even looking at your credit impacts your credit negatively. Like wage garnishment. Man, get paid under the table, okay? It's time for us to bring back the under the table. Lose loan benefits. You're no longer eligible for deferments or forbearances once you default on your federal student loans. You'll also no longer be able to choose your repayment plan and may have to shift an income-driven repayment plan instead. In turn, this limits your repayment flexibility moving forward. Uh-huh. Y'all better write Joe Biden. Y'all better write him and be like, should I you know what? You can call I think you can call Joe Biden. I mean, he's not going to answer, but I think they got a telephone line or something. You can leave him a message or text him or something like that. They and just be like, "Where the student loans at, Biden? Where that at?" People in this whole Joe Biden stuff, I don't even know because I thought because like I saw something about people being like, Joe Biden just ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. I'm like, he had one job, y'all. He had one job, and his job was to replace Trump. That's it. You are hilarious under the table. I'm telling you every way to avoid this stuff, okay? Because I don't know, we just gotta okay, okay, under the table. I mean, that's how I'm getting paid and doing things. I'm tired of like being legit. Okay. We're the only ones out here, us peasants, us stupid peasants out here getting paid on the record and having to pay taxes and stuff like that. Whereas Bezos, he ain't even paying no taxes. No, I was gonna say about Biden. Everybody I see, they talk about like, oh, Biden ain't doing this. Biden, I expected so much more from Biden. I was like, he did his part. His part was to get Trump out of office. That's what I felt like that election was about. That's it. I don't know what miracles and what rabbits out of a hat y'all were expecting from this man, but I feel like he did what he was supposed to do, and that was to get Trump out, to replace Trump with someone who is not Trump and who's not Kanye West. And boom, he did that. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe I just lived in China for far too long. It's like we don't harbor over the Game of Thrones, the people at the top of the pyramid where we're at the flipping bottom. We're the peasants. They don't care. They don't. You just gotta like eat, sleep, drink, survive, okay? Try not to go to jail and become a custody of the government, and that's it. Do yes, keep your loans in bereavement and deferment and forbearance. Because I'm about to go do that after this live. I'm about to look up forbearance and be like, I forbear it all. Here, y'all can have it. Y'all can repossess this degree. You want it back? It's just hanging on my wall collecting dust. Nobody cares. Okay. My resume is filled out. It talks about my educational background. It says if someone asked me, "Do you have that you speak Mandarin on your resume?" I'm like, "Why would you ask me that? What the do you think? Do you think I would not put that on my resume in bold letters?" Okay? Of course. People don't care. You got all these skill sets and stuff like that. And I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm really tired, you know? America ain't good to its people. It really isn't. Like when I was in London, all my friends are like, "So how does it work out there?" And I'm like, "How does what work?" Like the health insurance. Because here we just go to the doctor, and I'm like, "There, you just die." Like the what you mean? How does it work? You just die if you can't pay. He said that in that movie John Q. That if they don't have insurance, if you ain't got no insurance, we're gonna give you a band-aid on a gunshot wound. Here you go. And in America, everybody gets shot. In London, they're like, you Americans just love guns, don't you? And I'm like, no. Ugh, I'm so tired of it here. Mm. And then you can't even find a job willing to work. Like, what do they want us to do? Lay bricks or something like that? Like, I don't know. We got one person here in the chat who's like psychology and history. I don't know. Yeah, the libraries ain't got no jobs. The U.S. government, nothing. Oh, you know what they're gonna do? They gonna if you need a job, I said, well, join the military. Join the military. They always got these GoArmy.com commercials coming on, talking about that's what they want you to do. That's why you ain't finding a job. I am a conspiracy theorist, but my conspiracy, I make up my own, okay? Or I put my own two and two together. Or I'm like, it's oddly perplexing that I have been looking for a job in any capacity, just a professional job for going on 9 months now. And y'all ain't getting, ain't nobody responding and goes to the abyss. But I get an email or the commercial comes on or the ad talking about some GoArmy.com. Not me. How was London? LOL, nope. And yeah, the army never, never, never. The army, the navy, any of the military, no, ma'am. I am not doing nothing for this country. Okay, like, would you die for your country? No, I wouldn't even get a splinter for this country. Oh my gosh, a hangnail? No, no, no. Finding a job has been a struggle. See, look, what is? I feel like everybody in this chat is struggling. We all struggling. We all in this together. I've been applying. I've been applying to things that I'm overqualified for, well, I'm underqualified for, in between, up and through, nothing. You every time I get even even an automated response, it'll be like, yes, it's no. That's after I was having spreadsheets that shows where I applied, uh what I applied for, how I found it, what response I got, just to have some kind of data. And the data is, I this is all trash. It's all trash. It's all about the invisible job market. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you don't know nobody, then you just don't get no money. Okay. So I'm like, how did I get my job in Shanghai? Uh, Space Force, if I could go and not come back. Okay. Okay, because oh yeah, you asked how was London. London was great. I got sick for like a week while I was there, but other than that, it was really good. I'm just tired of the same issue, being broke, not having I mean, I'm not flat broke, but I told you I'm using the good old American credit system to fund my lifestyle. But you gotta pay it all back. Or not, or you wait 8 years and let it fall off your credit report, and but it's 8 years, you know? And then the only jobs I wanna hire us had nothing to do with our major or qualification. Mhm, mhm, and, like, there's so many jobs listed here, like, in Silicon Valley, but they all are, like, minimum of 3 to 8 years of experience. It's like, 3 to 8 years? And I saw this statistic about men apply for jobs no, women apply for jobs that they are 80% qualified for, whereas men apply for jobs that they're only 60% qualified for. So, I think from now on, instead of being like, "Oh, I can't do that. I don't have that." Forget it. Just apply. Just apply. Because even the job that I worked at in Shanghai for the year as a PR communications manager, he had all these things listed too, like 4 to 6 years of experience in blah, 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 degree and master's and blah, 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 blah. And then, like, when he was exchanging with the friend that told me about the job, his message, he like sent screenshots and he was like, "Yeah, I'm willing to like bypass the experience with some if someone like for less money because people with the experience that they want obviously require like such a higher salary, you know what I mean? Like it's give and take. So you will take someone who don't know what they're doing if we got to pay them less, even though that ends up costing more. Jobs suck. Okay, we maybe we got to like start day trading or something. I was thinking of like starting to learn how to do that, but that stuff gets on my nerves too. Like thinking about people being like, I made so much money by day trading. I'm like, but did you tell us how much money you lost? Like, this is one thing that one of my exes said. He said, yeah, everyone makes so much. It's like gambling. Like day trading is like gambling. Like if I went in and said, oh, I made so much by hitting does that mean that's transferable to the next person? Absolutely not. It's gambling. Day trading is no different from that. They don't tell you how much money they lost. They just tell you about their gains, you know? And that's how so much of this stuff is in our life. Ugh, society. Society. Oh, just give me a job. Not a job. I want an income. Give me a okay. Let's go back to the drawing board. You know, since the job stuff ain't jobbing, the job hunt ain't hunting, that's fine. We ain't catching nothing. Why don't we gotta you gotta pivot, okay? You gotta pivot. So let's pivot. We gotta find rich partners. Where the rich partners at? Okay, the rich partners. Where the money reside? Okay. If I am just. Can I move this yet? No, no. I think it just blocks the sun. Can where the rich partners at? Like just fine. I get it, universe. You don't want me to become rich myself. Fine, fine. I accept that. Well, where my rich boo thing at? Who's generous. You gotta remember put that caveat in there because you don't have no time having you a rich partner that's cheap. And it's uh, exactly, you know what I mean? So that way you can kill two birds with one stone. You can no longer, your partner search is over and your financial search is over. Now you can focus on living a fulfilled life. You no longer have to worry about money or love. Boom, we put them in the same person. And then, he can take you to Dubai and Rio de Janeiro and then um, invest in your little eyelash business, okay? Because, like, I want for when I get a rich boo, for him to be like, okay, so Kiaradise, that's like your brand. What do you need? I'm like, oh, I need a camera person. I need a social media manager and da 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 da. He's like, "Oh, that's pretty easy. Let me." Let me become a silent partner. And we'll open you like, babe, we'll open you up an LLC. How about that? And then so like I need a man who's like business savvy, like, you know what I'm saying? Perfect. Oh, period, period. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I will open you up an LLC. We'll get you a little accountant. I'll put you in tone with my business manager, and he can kind of steer you the right way. Okay? Like, what is work like, what is it? Why would I wanna do that? I want a sugar daddy that doesn't want sugar so bad, last one. Okay, Arena H. Okay. I feel like there's nothing wrong with wanting what you want. So, a sugar daddy with no sugar, you just want a daddy. So is your dad rich? Because I got a sugar daddy without the sugar. It's my own dad. And I mean, he pays for everything. I mean, he's not rich, but like we good. Okay. When I go to the grocery store, which this is how it has to be. And then my friend said, your dad is really setting up like the how the man has to be for you. Yeah, because like he drives me to the grocery store and we go to those bougie grocery stores, okay, the bougie ones. And he just gives me his card. And then I just go shopping. Cause see, I'm not even a big clothes shopper kind of person. I'm I splurge on experiences. Like that's to me, I can look good in something I got from Ross. Okay. This is from Sheen. This is so cute, right? It's okay. Let me make sure my butt's not showing. This is so adorable. It's like little pants, a little suit. I mean, it's shorts though. But yeah. And I remember a couple months ago, I spent like close to $300 at the grocery store because I was buying like all these oils so that like when you buy the oils and the big things, you won't buy those again for a long time. So and then I also bought some like lobster and he goes and I bought some like whiskey or something. So it came up to like 260 some dollars. And he was like, "You spent 260 something dollars?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh, well, good thing I got paid today." So I think he just was just joking, but like still, that's kind of how I want a man to be like, you do whatever you want. I got it. I got like how Big did on Sex and the City movie when she saw that apartment and she was like, can we afford this? And he was like, I got it. I'm like, okay, I think you can find the love and the sugar in one man, okay, where you're gonna be like, oh, I want to just give him all this sugar because he got it. Okay, not like those creepy crawlers, No, creepy crawlers. Like I feel like people just think sugar daddy and they think like old rusty man, like just old and calluses and like what do you like shrivels, shrivels. I think you can find a young-ish dude, like maybe I don't know how old you are. Let's just say you're same age as me. I'm 29, and he's maybe like in his mid to late 30s, and he's established because people my age are not established anymore. A generation or two ago, a 30-year-old would have, the basic needs met, but you're pushing that stuff back now. And I don't think it's arrested development. I think it's society. Excuse me. Society and how society is like evolving and just kind of not giving what it's supposed to give. But I can think you can find like a 30 or who makes like let's say six figures, a good 100 something a year, who can, you know, support your lifestyle and your lifestyle. Like we love a cute romper. LOL, you are hilarious. You are so hilarious. Thank you. So I think it's feasible because if you come out here to Silicon Valley, well, I'm in Sacramento right now, but San Francisco, Bay Area, making six figures is like the bare minimum of guys you would date out here because that's just, everyone works in tech. They all work for startups and Facebook And or no, not Facebook, excuse me, Meta. I don't work for Facebook anymore. It's Meta now. And yeah, so finding a six-figure salary, dude, is like is a given, you know? And they all went to Stanford or they're all software engineers and they might have them a little side hustle too. Okay? That is easy to find. And he can if he can't put a woman up in a nice apartment somewhere and take her on a vacation once or twice a year, then what's he doing with his life? Because I'm like, if I was making money $100,000 a year, I would have it all figured out to where if I were a cisgender heterosexual male and I wanted to be with a woman, I would just be like, you don't got to worry about nothing. Like my friend, one of my best friend's boyfriend, not boyfriend. Excuse my math. Excuse my French. That ain't her boyfriend. That is her husband. Okay, her husband. Being spoiled is my aesthetic. Thank you. And she's a simple ass woman, but she gets to just live her life. I swear. He does what he loves. I don't know. He does something he works for the company SAP, which is a German software company. He does something like with strategy or whatever. I met them in Shanghai, and I think that's when she stopped working because she did work for a long time. But when they moved to Shanghai together, because he got the job out there, they had already been married for like 2 or 3 years, and she just moved there as a tai tai. Tai tai means wife, and she was with like a whole group of expat tai tais, and she was like doing her little volunteer work, and she was uh taking workout classes and cooking a lot and just taking cooking classes. And then they would travel and they would go out for lunches and happy hours. And he was the supports, like the financial support, but it was their money. He was never like, oh, what you bring to the table? Oh, what you bringing to the table? What you bringing to the table? I'm not bringing nothing to the table. How about that? Okay, I have nothing to offer. Okay, if all this ain't enough to bring to the table, then I don't know what else I can tell you. Okay. And you are just not the one for me because any man who asks the woman what does she bring to the table is a beta male, and we just don't do beta males anymore. We wipe our hands of them and we let them go upon their merry way and let them get them a baziquinha, which means basic little bitch in Portuguese. Okay, go get you a baziquinha. But anyway, that same friend, when they moved back to the States, he got a job here in San Francisco, working for the same company, like just moved the job. And she still was just able to come out here and she does all the household stuff. And she's never been like a housewife type of person, but that's kind of how it is. And she's like, I don't want to have one of those jobs ever again. I'm like, we're very content. And, I, for a living, I just do me for a living. Like, that's what she does. Okay. And he love him some me. What you bringing to the table? What you bringing to the table? What you bringing to the table? I'm like, dude, go build a house. Go do what a man's supposed to. Go hunt. Go hunt, okay? Go bring me back a woolly mammoth, and I'll be here being feminine because Black women we're not feminine. I'll be over here being feminine, making you some freaking I don't know cinnamon rolls or chocolate chip cookies or something, so I can be more feminine. Okay, go do that. This is the thing. Like these type of dudes do not talk to me. I already know because they know I will roast them alive and then I'll just go about my merry way. And I don't want to hurt their feelings because those type of guys become serial killers. You know what I mean? And I just don't have time to be serial killed. So, same friend, they moved back to the States. And then she just, like I said, she does her volunteering. She volunteers with the Chinese Society. She learns Chinese on the side. She, uh, then she discovered like a year ago that she finally wants to do after like being in her mid to late 30s, right? She figured that she wants to become a mental health counselor. So this is someone who is doing this in hindsight, not fresh out of high school or anything like that. She's like, I've discovered I have a real passion for helping people, and I think people need help, and I want to be a mental health counselor. So what? Now what? Her husband paid for her master's program, and she's got a 3-year program where she's only in year 1.5 or year 2? Year 1. So and then after that, she wants to have her own private practice, but does she have to do that to sustain herself day to day? No, but she's doing that out of pure passion, and that's the life that we should have. That's it. That's it. So I'm waiting for that guy. I'm waiting. His name is Luke. We're waiting for our Lukes, okay? Sarah and Luke. My Sarah's like one of my best friends, but like, yeah, we want us a Luke who is just, but he's from Australia. So the market might not be here, sis. It might not be here because American men are like, oh, so I got the Coke. Oh, not only that, every time we would like the three of us would have dinner or lunch or anything, he always pays. He always pays. He has never ever said anything about it. And I'm like, dude, this is a real freaking man right here. And it's not even about the money because clearly, like, I could go half, but he's like, why the fuck would I have my wife and her friend pay for this this lunch? Us eating hot pot and Korean barbecue and dim sum. Mm-mm. He's like, he's one of those not on my watch kind of dudes. Like, I mean, I think it would have him Dio Mienza, loose face. If I had to, go Dutch and stuff like that, like that's not the move. He's like, man, I make more money than you can even imagine. He's not even a freaking millionaire. Well, they are millionaires because they have like, a whole asset net worth, but he probably makes like 250, 300,000 a year. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I've never asked her, but she definitely has alluded to like 200 plus a year. And so, and he also like recently got a new position that's higher than the other one that he had before, but is less strenuous or something like that. So he just be getting to the money and everybody mad. I'm just like, that's what I need. And it's like, I'm not trying to have men out here to buy me Birkin bags. I see that type of stuff. I get a lot of gold digger content, or level up content on TikTok and stuff like that. And I'll be like, I don't know. It's just for me, I would if a guy came to me right now and gave me a Birkin bag, I would say to him, "Can we pawn this? Can we sell it? Because I could use the cash. If it's really worth so much that these people claim it is, it's probably like a car. It depreciates the moment it's bought. I'm like, I would much rather you have given me the cash and then I could like pay off a little bit of this credit card debt and then take me a couple vacations, 4, 5 get vacations. That's a man's man. That's a man's man. We're looking for a man's man. I'm totally waiting for that because I'm like, otherwise, what's the point? I might as well just stay single because I just don't do the broke. I'm tired of it. I filled up my broke quota a long time ago. I can't. I can't. The broke. Okay, been there, done that, already an expert in it. And I'm like, it's just not for me. Okay, so, okay. And I made a TikTok yesterday saying something that I thought of. I was like, because it was just kind of like the whole Brittany Renner thing where like where they were talking about, I don't even know who Brittany Renner is. I think she got a basketball player got her pregnant, and so she was able to parlay that pregnancy into like a big old child support securing the bag, right? Something like that. Anyways, she went on somebody's podcast talking to some worms. It was like two worm looking dudes. Like, I kid you not, they look like worms. And they were like, she said straight up, like, you tell people that you say that you warn men about women like me. So what's a woman like me? Like, what do you mean? And he's like, you're not special or you're not this. And then she said back, so what do you gain out of calling women not special? Like, da 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 da, whatever. And I just feel like what is the issue? God forbid a woman wants a man for anything, for money being the one thing you need to do anything in life. Literally, you can't do shit without money other than blink and breathe. You can't even shit without no money because you need money to buy food and food to shit, right? So if you ain't got no money, you can't do nothing. So how dare you want a man with money? And not only that, but money is the hardest thing to get. We just talked about it. We over here applying. We on LinkedIn. We on Indeed. We on Monster. We on Flex Jobs is another one. Zip Recruiter. We on all that stuff. Ain't nobody trying to hire you. So why wouldn't I, knowing that these same men who are sexually irresponsible, not that I'm doing this stuff, man, if only I could. Where are the basketball players at? Where Brittany Renner, please, if you're in the chat, if you're one of these 7 people, tell me where they at. Even though I don't really want to be birthing no babies. I don't want to be birthing nobody's babies. I'm okay on that. That's okay. But like you all in because these guys want these women anyway, and they're sexually irresponsible. They're not wrapping it up. They're not caring. So how are how are you a victim? How are these basketball players a victim? You know, like it would be different if like women went around like raping guys, but most of these guys are not getting raped. They are just being like, ooh, let me just put it in for some arbitrary amount of seconds, right? It's always like, let me put it in for 46 seconds, just 46 seconds. Let me just put it in for 46 seconds, you know, like y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm just getting off on a tangent, just saying like there's nothing wrong with wanting a person with means. You know, like Marilyn Monroe said it. She was talking about like, oh, money. Her friend was like, oh, money is not important to me. She's like, how is money not important to you, sis? She's like, how? She's like, oh, I'd rather have love. She's like, well, how is a girl supposed to focus on love if she's got to worry about money? And I'm like, thank you. How? You know, it's it's one thing like people in the struggle of like cool if that's your judge, that's your judge, but don't judge anyone whose judge is not like it's not my judge to be struggle loving. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't want to be how we gonna pay the car note, how we gonna get the rent, oh my god, we gotta eat ramen noodles for the next. No, I want to live a life of freedom, flexibility, decadence, philanthropy, even philanthropy. I want to be I might be giving to charities. Okay. I got 5 pillars of charities that I want to be giving to. I'm gonna be giving to someone for the environment and for the animals and then for my peoples. Then I don't know to whatever. Yeah, I'll come up with all 5 in the future. So we're gonna have all, you know, like this. Okay. I'm a giving person. I think I deserve whatever. Y'all, I'm just talking. I don't even know. I don't even know. I quit smoking, so well, not really, but I don't really smoke much anymore. But when I feel like riled up, I'm just like it was it was so funny. They showed this little girl, someone like how you say topai, like she like uh they caught her on camera and she's sitting at a booth with her family and you know coloring and she's using the crayon as a cigarette like really like this chick has smoked before. She was like you adults really don't, I don't care about them kids, huh? Don't be doing anything around these kids. So yeah. With that being said, I'm like ashing it. I am going to make myself some chicken. We recently got, oh, should I do like more cooking videos? You know, I think I'll film an actual cooking video today, you know, and edit it and upload it and everything. And just to get myself back. And I can show you, don't worry, you'll get everything you deserve. Oh, you're so sweet. You too. All of us will. We will, right? It's just a matter of time, a matter of time. I really do believe, I do believe, because everything is working out slowly but surely. Me. Ooh. This actually kind of works. Like if you know someone who needs to quit smoking, just grab a pen or an object, maybe a chopstick or something, and just do the motion. Because it's just helping your breathing. So yeah. what was I gonna say? I'm gonna make a cooking video. I'm gonna make my Korean fried chicken that I love, and I'm putting it in the air fryer. I used to put it in the deep fryer that I have, but like, um, yeah, yes, I'm fake smoking because you're such a mood. That is so sweet. I love you. I love all y'all. Okay, I need to continue making videos for my community, for my peoples. I just need some video ideas because sometimes I just be like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And that's why I like to just go live and talk. I told you guys about me trying to do stand up. That hasn't really happened yet because I need to go to an open mic, but I need money to go to the open mic because I ain't got no money to get nowhere. You know, and Uber is expensive in America or in San Francisco. It used to be so reasonable before the pandemic, and now it's like it's awful. It's like triple the price. Give the girls what they want. How about? Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna bid y'all farewell. I'm gonna go into the kitchen and try to make me some Korean fried chicken, and I'm gonna record it, and I think I'll upload it tomorrow. Okay, but don't bank on that. Just one step at a time. One step at a time. I feel like I gotta go do my hair and like kind of make my hair look cute because I haven't done it. And I might put on some eyelashes because I think that'll be cute. That'll be cute. So okay, y'all. Love you. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys in the next live. I don't know when that'll be. It just be when I feel like it. Okay. So keep the bar low. We keeping the bar low. Low hanging fruit. Okay, y'all. It's been a pleasure as always. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. And see you next time. Bye. Bye.